who did everybody's do it. How come when people do stuff like this, they're always above reproach, nobody ever believes them, and then it's always a lot of victims. And it's always and the reason it hits home to me is because my youngest daughter said something happened to her, and because it was somebody I like, I didn't believe her. And I'll never get that back. She'll never. I'm supposed to protect her, and I'll never get that back. That she told her father something, and he didn't do nothing about it because it was inconvenient. So I could see how that could play.
Right.
And there's so many everybody wandering around why women are mad and why people are like that. Look at the shit they go through.
Yeah.
Like.
Aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends, get on in here and make sure to hit the like button when you come in and subscribe. So look here, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this because anybody that's been following this situation with Monique, Tyler, Oprah, and DL Hughley that took place in 2022, you know that this interview on Club Shay Shay was going to be one for the books. Now, I started with the audio that prompted Monique's response when they were hot and heavy regarding what took place on her show. Now, in that interview, DL Hughley is admitting that when his daughter shared something very hurtful that she experienced, he didn't believe her because one, the person was a friend. He didn't do anything about it. And he was sharing and being very vulnerable about how that made him feel. He didn't believe her. He did nothing. And then he went on to say, this is why women are so mad with situations like this. Now, being in the midst and hot and heavy in their beef, Monique used that. And she said, how can your wife perform oral on a coward? And that was low. That was ugly. But she was saying this man has gone on these rants about me and not believing me when it comes to Tyler and Oprah because of how powerful they are. But you could admit that you too did this in your personal life. Was it low? Absolutely. So much so that DL Hughley's eldest daughter responded, and it was a situation. Monique went on and apologized for that statement, but it was ugly. But his statement too, I looked at that as, wow, if you do say this is why women are so mad because no one believes them in certain situations, bad timing, brother, and wrong choice of words. Because if you remember, this is why Monique was so angry because so many didn't believe her because of how powerful these people were. Now, when it comes to their beef on the show, one thing that she pointed out on Club Shay Shay was that she had to get an attorney involved. Now, if this is true, she has documentation for that. DL's response, in which he refers to her as a liar, is saying that he himself did it alone. He didn't mention any attorney. Now, Monique can probably, if she's not a liar, she's now going to follow up and show proof that she had to get an attorney involved. Now, one of the jokes she said that they asked her because DL was saying that she was being problematic on her set. The joke itself, when they were playing the game of Would You Rather, one of the questions were, would you rather your husband engage in sexual activities with Lee Daniels with a condom on, or Corinne Steffens, better known as Superhead, without one? Monique stopped and said, wait a minute now, this is my husband. What do you mean have him with a man? So she called her brother and that's her story and she's sticking to it. So I didn't like that DL Hughley didn't include the joke of what made her say this is inappropriate. And I don't like how he didn't include that attorneys were involved because clearly someone's lying here in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But again, we'll wait to see because more is going to come of this, just like it came with Cat Williams, because I'm learning that Club Shay Shay has to be the couch truth because a lot of people have come here and said some pretty mind-blowing, mouth-open, jaw-dropping things. Now, when it comes to Monique, she's been adamant that she recorded this conversation with Tyler Perry. And as she said on Club Shay Shay, more people were focused on the reaction, as into how dare you record him, but not focused on what led her to the point to record him. Now, Shannon Sharpe admitted that he heard the audio in which Tyler Perry admitted on tape to her A, I will apologize to you, and B, I made up these lies about you. To me, I would say that that's pretty incriminating, and that says a lot of someone's character if they admitted that privately, but not publicly. She also stated on the Club Shay Shay interview that more than one person has heard this audio. Now that to me gives me the impression that I now have to give someone like that the side eye, because again, it speaks highly of your character. If you told this woman that you were going to apologize to her, and if you admitted to this woman that you made up a rumor, and Shannon Sharpe himself said that he heard this tape, something needs to occur here. She may not be as crazy as what everyone painted her to be. There's some truth to what she's saying. A lot of times, if you find one lie in a story, you're going to discredit the entire story. But you have to understand there's always going to be truth amongst lies. And I think that's what people need to pay attention to when it comes to this story. Now, Monique has said some very controversial things. I'll never dispute that. But she's also said some things that made you say, well, wait a minute. I've heard this before when it comes to some of these names. Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, and yes, Oprah Winfrey. I think when we have our favorites, so to say, we live in a culture of where we have to have cliques and clubs, and we have to have someone who's powerful and everyone wants to know this person. And then you discredit anyone that speaks against them. We have to get out of that mindset. Because guess what? There are a lot of powerful, prominent people who simply aren't good people. Just because you are successful, just because you have wealth and riches, that does not equate to character, morals, dignity. And we associate that with those things. Money does not speak of someone's character. It does not speak of someone's dignity. Popularity does not speak of someone's character. That's where you have to get into the nitty gritty. Say, well, wait a minute. This person that's so favorable, let me see who they really are. And oftentimes, when you get to shedding those layers of those people, you'll find that they're wicked and liars. So we'll wait to see what happens with this conversation with Monique, because I'm sure more is to come, and I'm here for it all. As always, draw your own conclusion. Stay true to you. Like, comment, follow, and subscribe. Until next time.